Your handwriting page today is the letter K. It's just straight lines, so it's a pretty easy letter, but there are some slants, so let's go ahead and look at that. You're going to start at the ceiling, drag all the way to the floor, pick up your pencil, and then you're going to slant from the ceiling to the dotted line and from the dotted line to the floor. So it kind of looks like a V that touches the dotted line. I'm going to show you again. Start at the ceiling, drag to the floor, pick up your pencil. Go out away from the line you started, start at the ceiling, drag back towards the line that you drew straight up and down, and touch it at the dotted line. Then slant out away from the dotted line and from your straight line to the floor. Now watch me as I do the top line of black line K's. I always start at the top of the shape and work my way to the bottom of the shape. Okay, I completed the top line by tracing each of the black line K's. I did that entire line. You need to do that entire line. Then you trace the black line K on the second line. Then trace all of the dotted line K's on the second row. I noticed that these two kind of swoop instead of slant straight. So I need to improve that on my next one. All right, I traced all the dotted line K's on the second row. I noticed there are 5 K's on each line, so I need 5 K's on each line. Your grow today, the one that needs improvement, you're just going to put a check mark by it. Your glow today, the one you think you did the best on, you're going to put a smiley on it, just like that, and not on the K, but by the straight line for the K. So I'm going to show you on this third row. I traced that black line K first. Then I'm going to put my finger space to trace to write my next K. I start at the ceiling. I drag to the floor. I pick up my pencil. Then I'm going to go out away from that line, start at the ceiling, and slant to the dotted line, and then slant away towards the floor. Now I need to go back and check, how does this K match this K? Well, I see it's a little bit bumpy right in this area, so I'm going to go ahead and do the next one and see if I can make that better. I do think that's better, but I still have 2 more to go before I find my glow and my grow. Okay, if I'm trying to find my grow, the one that needs the most improvement, it would be this one. I put a check mark beside it because when I look at the black line K on that row, that slant at the top is further out than this slant right here. If I'm trying to find my glow, the one I did the best on, I think it's this one. Notice how I put the smiley next to the K so that you can still see the K. And I put the check mark next to the K so you can still see the K. The glow mark is right by the straight line. The check mark is right by the straight line. I'm going to trace the dotted line K on the final row. And then I'm going to write it. Pause the video and finish this page. You need to have 5 K's on each line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then at the box at the bottom, you need to circle the letter K. The lowercase k is very similar to the uppercase K. They look almost the same. I'm going to draw that straight line from ceiling to floor. But for the slant, it's both parts of that slant are going to be below the dotted line. Look at the dotted line. Oh, you can't see. Look at the dotted line. Both parts of that slant on the lowercase k are below the dotted line. So I'm going to start at the top of my shape and drag all the way to the bottom. So ceiling to floor, pick up my pencil. I'm going to go to the dotted line and slant in. It's a shorter slant than the uppercase K, and then slant back out to the floor. I want you to trace this one 3 times before you go on to your black line letters. All right, on row 1, trace all of your black line letters. I'm tracing them first. You trace them too. Before we do anything else, we always trace. Okay, then I go on to the second row. The second row has 1 black line K and then 5 dotted line Ks. So I need to trace each dotted line K. If I don't see tracing marks on your page, you will redo it. So there's 6 on each line, so I need 6 on my lines. You need 6 on your lines. Trace the black line K first, then start writing it on your own. I always start at the ceiling, drag to the floor, and then I'm going to start at the dotted line and make my slants. Slant back to my straight line and then back to the floor. Go ahead and do the last row on your own. Remember, your glow is a smiley next to the straight line. Your grow is a check mark next to your straight line. So if I'm picking my glow and grow on this line, I would say this is my glow. And probably this is my grow because this line right here is wonky. It goes below the floor. So I need to make sure I do better. At the bottom part, you need to finish the dotted line, trace the dotted line K, and then write 5 Ks of your own on that last row, and then find all of the lowercase Ks in the box. When you are done, you will put it in the bottom tray. If you do not get finished before morning meeting, you will put it in the top tray.